Yesterday, under the direction of President Trump, the U.S. military conducted an operation in the capital of Venezuela. At 2 a.m., we captured dictator, drug lord, and narco-terrorist Nicolas Maduro. We went in there guns a-blazing, got in there, got out, no casualties, and captured this dude while he was sleeping wearing a Nike tech. I mean, this was like something out of a movie. Literally. So after all this happened yesterday, I immediately thought of one of my favorite shows, Jack Ryan, and in season 2 it took place in Venezuela. Check this out.
What would you assume is the most major threat on the world stage? Let me ask you this. Which one of these places can claim to have the largest oil deposit on the planet? More than Saudi? More than Iran? Wow. Okay, what about things like gold? More than all the mines in Africa combined? The fact is that Venezuela is arguably the single greatest resource of oil and minerals on the planet. Venezuela is also the only one of these places within 30-minute range from the U.S. of next-gen nuclear missiles. You will not hear about any of this on the news.
So the entire season, Jack and the U.S. are trying to expose the Venezuelan government of drug trafficking, kidnapping, and election interference. And after his friend's killed, he comes face to face with President Nicolas Reyes.
I know you killed him.
I'm sure they didn't name him that on purpose. But at the end of the season, just not tolerating the BS anymore, what does Jack and the US operatives do? They fly in, raid the Capitol, and take down the president of Venezuela. That is exactly what we did. And Democrats hate this because Trump did it. Look at what Biden tweeted about Nicolas Maduro. You could find so many negative things about this guy, but all the Democrats and liberal people are gonna hate on this because Trump did it. They have TDS, bro. That's all it is. And when it specifically comes to drugs being trafficked from Venezuela to the US, we could take care of our borders and everything in the country, but that would just be treating the symptoms. Trump went straight for the root of the disease and got the president out of there, whether it's US lives or Venezuelan lives. We took down one of the worst dictators in one of the worst countries in the world, and he was killing people and drug trafficking. And you're even seeing reactions from world leaders all over the world saying that this is a good thing. The people of Venezuela all over the world are celebrating this. They're celebrating this in the streets. They're holding their flag. They're holding our flag in some of the clips. So they're praising Trump for this, and the US deserves the credit for this. So like I said, this was straight out of a movie, and like Pete Hegseth said, FAFO.
Nicolas Maduro had his chance. He effed around, and he found out.